Hey Saggies, how are my seekers doing? Welcome back or anew to the Existential Shift. My name is Morgane. I'll be working with the Vampires Tarot. Leo season. Messages for Sagittarius. I'm finishing up a biscuit that I just nibbled on. I might nibble on a few more throughout after I dip them in my chai. I hope you're happy for me for doing so. If not, I'm sorry. Saggy. It fell. Is that so? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The return of what? The redo of what? Ace of Swords. A plan, an idea, a mindset. You do not like the way things are and you want to take leadership and decide on how it is you want things to look. And so you are telling the universe that this is unacceptable. It's not what I asked for. It's not what I want. It's not where I'm supposed to be. And I don't care about your planetary shifts or your higher purpose. I care about me. I am not being sarcastic with you. I'm actually a little bit admiring. You should care about you, Saggy, Lord of Knives. So from Ace to King, or is it a Knight? Might be a King. Doesn't matter. Point is, you're taking leadership on your destiny. You're like, destiny is what I decide. If I've written all of this before I came in this lifetime, I can also change it. Yes, you can. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm not going to tell you, oh, Spirit always has a plan, the divine, the gods. Right, they do have a plan that fits their agenda. Is it good agenda? Is it bad agenda? We don't really know. When something is channeled through us, when we receive messages, just like there's complexities and differentialities and characteristics between people, between animals. Dogs have character, personalities. Humans have personalities, right? We know that. We understand that. It's basic. So why not the divine? Different entities with different agendas who speak to us, who lead us. But should we be led or should we not? That's up to you. Completely and utterly up to you. I don't think that we're in a place where all divine energies who speak to us have good intentions towards us. I believe many of them do, and many of them don't. And I think something about you intuitively picks up on it. You're like, wait, if I listened to all the signs and all the serendipities and all the guidance and all of that brought me to this place or to that event or to those circumstances or that trauma, tragedy, whatnot. Excuse me. I know. You're right. You're right. Oh, you said that to someone and they told you have to have faith and full blind trust in the divine. Do you know how complex the divine is? we can't even fathom. We can barely fathom our own existence within this 3 dimensions. A worm exists in 2 dimensions. It cannot comprehend our 3 dimensions: above, below, sides, forward, backwards. It lives on a flat surface. Okay. So, similarly, we can't really comprehend higher dimensions in their complexity. We can analyze, think, feel, all of that, but bottom line, we don't really know, which is okay. So why automatically assume that if you are guided towards something hurtful, painful, to just brush it off as lesson? What if you were on your way to class to receive a great lesson, but you fell into a hole because the sign was crooked? And then whoever put up that sign or messed up with that sign just walk through and be like, that's your lesson, just because they don't want to get sued. Or to have you not listen to them next time. Take leadership on your path. It's okay. Sometimes the wheel is crooked, or the driver is an idiot. And no, you're not supposed to just blindly follow all of it. Says who? Oh, I don't know. They came to me in a dream. They were formless. Oh, okay. That means they're great automatically. Ace of Wands in the reverse. From Ace of Swords in the upper to Ace of Wands in the reverse. Very interesting reading. Very interesting reading. The mind overcomes the fear. The vision for the future overcomes where we come from and what we're supposed to be faithful to, and our roots and our sense of groundedness. But when you realize that these roots and sense of groundedness led you to nothing but misery, and maybe it's not the divine, maybe it's your community, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your family, maybe it's a group of friends, maybe it's a school, and maybe it's the divine, maybe it's all of these things. If it led you to fear and discontent and trauma, cut it out. It's okay. Two of Cups. When you hear you, truly, when you honor your heart profoundly and not force yourself to follow things that don't make you happy just because you're supposed to follow them, that's when someone will see you, for your true heart. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. I don't think you are. I think you are speaking your mind. I think you're frustrated. Wow. Prince of Skulls and Daughter of Skulls, which is Knight of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles. But they are coming through like a couple or siblings, I'm picking up even. So some of you are part of a family that only you and a sibling, or you and some other relative, very, very close together, I'm picking up that if it's family, then it's siblings. Okay, so two siblings that feel disappointed or outside of this structure, but they really see eye to eye. There's a very unique connection. There's like common, they share the same understanding, the same language, the same experience. There's this taking off, paving your own path type of energy. Being raised, growing up with a feeling that you don't belong. Hangman, a lot of sense of sacrifice and differences. Like feeling like you were the odd bird, like you were different. And between these two, there's a sense of commonality. So if this is not relatives, if these are not family members, then it's someone who grew up or have went through a similar experience to you that can really, really understand. There has been a lot of solitude. I'm seeing two young children growing up in solitude somehow, feeling really apart from the world, the magician. And let's speak to you in this reference. And again, don't stay stuck on the familial aspect. Take it as an analogy if it's not the case. But either way, you grew up feeling different, or you've been behaving different, or perceived as different, due either to behavior or circumstance, doesn't matter, but bottom line, perceived as different. But that created a lot of skill within you. It created a lot of knowledge, because when you, as you were secluded or are secluded, you learned a lot, you studied a lot. I'm picking up you've become really, really knowledgeable. You either read a lot of books or have read a lot of books or learned a lot of things, mastered all kinds of things that normally people who belong in society or belong with people who have a lot of, connectivity, don't really have the time or the space to go through. People have one or two hobbies, but very rarely do they go into a life of like mastering things. And I'm picking up on some of you out there who've reached a level of mastery because of, the universe dealing not so great cards. And now you're like, oh, see, so it did happen for the better. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Bottom line, you don't deserve to be miserable. You can go into master level and proficiency out of choice and not necessarily out of necessity. And maybe that's the so-called lesson here for you with yourself. To tell your own higher self, we don't need this seclusion to master life. We can be masterful and practice connectivity. Let's see how that can work. Let's try this out. And then try it out. Genuinely, though. You just need like-minded people who think differently, who think like you. You've been molded by trials. And right now, you're a very talented, skillful person. And some people don't really understand or grasp it. Like, how do you know these things? Or where do you get this from? Or You don't have to explain. It doesn't matter if they understand or not. If there's someone that you want to tell and want to explain, go for it. That's the aspect of connectivity that we can work on. But otherwise, you don't have to. You know that, right? It's like someone messed up something for you. So you're the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and here's holding the Ace of Wands in the upright. I feel like someone being reckless and careless messed something that could have been very good for you. Yes, it could be the other way around if you're cross-watching for a Sagittarius and vice versa. These are general readings. Place yourself in the narrative, okay? But someone messed something up and it created a lot of pain and sense of loss. But you're overcoming this masterfully. Like you're taking it and turning it into even something better. Like, okay, because of you I lost the Ace of Wands, but now I have an Ace of Wands, an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Pentacles, and an Ace of Swords. Oh yeah, kind of thing. And because something got messed up for you, you missed out on an opportunity with someone as well. And this person went on to a different, or is going on a different adventure or a different experience. But it leads them to also a type of mastery. I'm seeing someone here really studying something. There's major studious, but this is not studying. This is not going into business school. This is something that is either occultist or shamanic, or something ancient, something wise. I don't know why the emerald tablets are coming up for some reason. I don't know if some of you are into ancient Egypt, Thoth, who's the equivalent of Mercury, by the way, and we do have Mercury here on the table. Reading scriptures for some of you. Some of you are reading, studying like ancient types of witchcraft. You're not into like the modern day. A simple guide to the beginner witch. Sorry. When I see something like that in a store, I want to cry. Because it's so empty and so reckless at the same time, sending young girls or young boys to play with ancient things and mess up their life because the guidance is very superficial and flat out dumb. So some of you are like, I don't want this. You're going to like the heavy, more older books that might be a little harder to read, but you're doing it anyway. And I am supportive of that because this will lead you to better knowledge. Now, it's not to say that there is no good modern knowledge. I think the good modern knowledge is the good modern interpretation for ancient knowledge, right? The modern knowledge, if it's like incorporating modern technology and science with ancient wisdom, then that's great. That's how magic evolves. But if it's just like a cute marketing tool to try to like using ancient occult systems and like cutifying it to be more marketable, I mean, if the essence isn't lost in that, then great. No judgment. I like fashion. I like cute stuff. But more often than not, the essence is lost. And it's annoying. Sorry, that's just a rant. But it came from seeing you I'm also picking up on you maybe going somewhere that geographically, like a place, a city, a town, a store, a neighborhood, a country, like visiting a place that has like occult history to it. And it feels like a really interesting adventure. The Fool. These cards are so pretty. Okay, so we have 2 aces, the Magician, the Fool. I see you developing this sense of fearlessness, like just an absolute delve into things that maybe used to scare you, or maybe used to tiptoe around, or maybe for others they feel a little too intense, but for you it's like a walk in the park, you know. It's you just want to know, you just want to feel. I don't see this as being power hungry, which I think is why a lot of knowledge is going to show itself to you, because you're not in the agenda of using it to gain power over others, you know, like casting spells and getting what you want and all that demonic stuff. Sorry. No offense. I'm a fan of witches. It's just, it's like, stop doing everything you're doing either for the divine or against the divine. For the divine, be it nothing is for yourself, everything is selfless and for the collective and for the greater good, and nothing is manipulating energy, blah, 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 okay? And against the divine is everything is just for yourself, for your needs, just spells for this, spell for that, spell for just to show that you're free and independent out of this of the divine system. Okay, that's still being imprisoned by the divine system. If you're doing only for or only against, it's in relation to. Stop doing everything in relation to and start doing things in relation to wisdom in the moment. Go there and you will receive a lot of knowledge and a lot of power. True power. The kind that manifests your best life for you. But you have to go into it without judgment of right and wrong. If you don't want to do something because it feels wrong to you and your heart tells you that you don't want to do that, don't. That makes it wrong. If you want to do something and your heart tells you that you should and it feels right and it feels true, but something about moral obligations or status quo or just, you know, do's and don'ts of the society or the culture that you belong to, that's anyway, you're getting the grip. I'm seeing you like connecting to a group of people that is like-minded, that is like no masks, no like pretense of characteristics, you know. I am the biblical saint, or I am the dark evil witch. Like, stop. What are you, Halloween? Okay, Halloween is fun, but who are you really underneath all that? You don't have to be a character you read in a book that got you through a time in your life that was challenging. You can honor that character and wear it occasionally when it suits you, but you don't need to actually become it or be it. You can discover who you are whilst being appreciative and honoring to the characters that have guided you, whether it be movie characters, book characters, whoever has real life characters, whoever has inspired you, you know. Now it's time for you to pave your own path. Because every time you try to walk someone else's paths that are paved for you, you trip and break your ankle somehow. Sometimes a road opens up for us, so we will say, no, that's not my style. Or yes, that's exactly my style. It depends. Not every door that opens, you need to walk through it. Sometimes, sometimes it's beautiful and it's an adventure, and sometimes it's a trap. Saggy, especially you, because you use your sense of adventure and awe for life as an excuse to do dumb shit. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a tough read. You need to hear this. You're wasting energy. You can do brilliant stuff and be adventurous and open to life, right? But not anyone. Not anyone who knocks on your door needs to be entered. Just the ones you want to enter. You can ask, who is it? And look through the peeking hole. That doesn't make you shrewd. It makes you autonomous, sovereign. What the F am I going to name this reading? Oh, I think I know. Anyway, brand new beginning. A very fascinating path that you're taking, that you're carving. And it feels very free. Very different than who and what you've perceived yourself to be, or have tried to perceive yourself to be. I see someone watching someone as they hurt themselves. Sorry, it's painful to watch someone you care about hurt themselves. If you're doing that, if you're hurting yourself and someone is forced to watch you hurt yourself, stop being a selfish prick. Because you hurting yourself is not getting you anywhere. If it's something that is getting you somewhere and you just need to do it because it's true, then okay, great. But again, if it's just another dumbass thing that you do with the excuse of being adventurous, that's real selfish. Sorry, I just hit the table. That's real selfish. Anyway, sorry. We've neither here nor there. Anything else? I will continue this glorious reading in the extended. The link is below in the description box. And it's available on Patreon and on Vimeo. Perfect time to join Patreon. I'd love for you to check it out. You will also find Tarot Masterclass below in the description box if you want to study Tarot and go through a shamanic journey with me. Yeah, everything is below. Okay. Oh, and after the extended, we'll also pull out runes. We'll do a rune reading, and it will be focusing on your love life. We'll take a deep look into you and your person of interest. Okay, the dynamic and how things unfold throughout the month. Anything else about this, please, before we move on for beautiful Saggies for Leo season? Two of Wands. From one reversed ass wand to two upright wands. Yeah, you're studying, you're teaching, you're creating. A very exciting new path. And it's somewhat of a crossroad, and you get to decide. It's not about the signs, it's not about nothing. It's about you sitting, closing your eyes, and feeling where you want to go. Truly. Okay, we'll dive deeper. I'll see you soon. If you're new, please be sure to subscribe. If you want to receive notifications every time a new video pops up, then press the bell button and turn on your notification thing in the settings. Okay? I love you guys.